do it live.
Okay.
We'll do it live. Fuck it. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Best opening.
What's up?
What's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in.
Welcome to Rogue 5 Rundown with Brandon and Chris.
This is episode not 1, not 2, but 3.
We've survived 3 episodes so far, and people seem to be watching, so that's good.
Yes.
Well, we hope everybody likes it so far. Please contact us if you don't, and we'll take your considerations and throw them in the trash.
Yep. Always comment on the video and tell us what you think we can do better. We know what we need to do better. We're just trying to actually implement it.
So without further ado, if you're not familiar with our podcast, 5 Idiots Talking Toys podcast, we are 2 of the idiots. We run a sales page called Rogue 5 Toys, and that's basically what we're doing is giving a market update of Star Wars, G.I. Joe, Oddballs, Star Trek, Migos, all sorts of stuff. So please join us on our little journey here, our pursuit, if you will.
At rogue5toys.com.
At Rogue 5 Toys, and join us on Patreon at patreon.com/5 Idiots Talking Toys for early content.
Yeah, there you go. Brandon finally got it right once in his life.
Yeah, well, I'm not Shane, so I don't have the jibber jabber going. But all right, without further ado, we will kick it off. And
basically, we're going to show you what sold the week prior to of this video each week.
So here we have an early bird certificate package. Now, note this is just the envelope. That is not the full package.
Correct. Now, prices on these have gone down significantly since COVID. These used to go for about 3 times that price, if not 4 times the price. But, I mean, this was a good deal. This got sold instantly. You always want to find it with the flap, with, like, the least amount of tears as possible. There was no tape on these. That was literally, like, binded together, like 2 pieces of cardboard, and ripped open. So
it's like an envelope.
Correct. So to find them, put together kind of like that is always the best.
Yep. So these are sought after, like you said. There's a bunch of stuff that came inside. We'll get to that later. But yeah, I'm kind of surprised they went down after COVID, to be honest. I mean, these aren't something you see every day.
No.
And a lot of these were just discarded because they were envelopes and made out of paper. Anything that's cardboard usually doesn't survive. So
I mean, I think at one point the envelope I sold one for $600 on the page.
Yeah.
So this one for $225 is.
I heard that there's stacks and stacks and stacks of these at the dump in Cincinnati. So if you want to go there and look, please do.
Yes, it's next to the E.T. Atari game in the trash.
So here is the sticker sheet.
That's an early bird sticker sheet that came in with the mail away,
tray, right? Yeah.
Yeah. So, and there's a lot of repro of these, but you could tell the date on the bottom. The repro will not have the 1977 date on the bottom left-hand side.
Correct. So this came with the 4-pack, the early bird 4-pack insert.
No, that came with the early bird.
Sorry, the display stand.
Yeah, display stand.
Yeah. Not the plastic one, the paper one. Droid Factory.
This was a Droid Factory. Honestly, this was a really good price. This was a steal of a deal. The R2 was still on the spruce, as you can see in that bottom middle picture.
Yeah.
It was never used. The sticker was used, but it was flattened out and put like in acrylic.
Yeah.
I mean, all the pieces were there. It was really nice.
Saw another one of these on eBay. I think this is sprue with the R2 and stuff on it like that. So yeah, that was a very good price for that. Sticker sheet is where it's at. If you can find one with a complete sticker sheet that's unused, that's the good stuff right there. But it'd be really cool if you actually got one of these on the sprue and then a sticker sheet together and grade them together like that. I think it would look really nice. I'm trying to not mention all the loose figures because there's a lot of them on the page, but this is the Taiwan only. So multiple variants of the Darth Vader, the Taiwan only COO on the leg is a bit harder to find, as you can see by the price.
Yeah,
It's referred to as the toycollectors.
it'll just say Taiwan, whereas the other one says made in Taiwan.
Yes.
And this one was released supposedly only in Australia. So it's like a Toll Toys release. It has a specific saber and a specific cape with it.
Yeah. So when people say you got to be very specific when you're going on a page and people say that they have a Taiwan CO, you need to specify made in Taiwan or Taiwan only, because I've seen a lot of people get burned on other sales pages with a made in Taiwan Vader, thinking that it was the expensive one, when in fact it's not. The made in Taiwan Vader, it is harder to find, I'll tell you that. And the saber is, in particular as well, but it is not the same as a Taiwan only.
If you look at the Vader's feet, he has like club feet. The feet are different, so it's more of like a club foot style.
Kind of like
the
disco shoe Yoda.
Yeah, and John Walden playing basketball.
G.I. Joe Rock Viper, $30 complete. Now, all the Joes that are on here that I'm going to be going through here, these Joes were in immaculate condition, all tight joints, great paint, and all complete. So this was another one that was an addition to the collection there. Rock Viper, $30. Skipping over some of the modern stuff.
Yeah.
Here's Doc, another G.I. Joe, 40, near mint plus, beautiful condition, no cracks on the elbows, complete.
That's not Doc from Back to the Future.
Well, I mean, if we go into the multiverse, it might be. Never know. Outback Night Force has still got this one for sale. Some of these Night Force figures, again, really sought after and hard to find, especially with the flashlight there. Yep. Still for sale, $210. Alpine, $30 complete. A lot of accessories for this guy.
I mean,
very nice.
How does that only sell for $30? I don't get it.
Well, the thing you got to understand about G.I. Joes is that the accessories compared to Star Wars are worth nothing.
Yeah, are worth nothing.
There are so many accessories, and I don't understand why. I mean, I guess because it's harder to lose a giant pickaxe, and it's not a little tiny blaster, but I don't get it, man. There's so many accessories, and the figure by itself, I mean, this is a $5 or $10 figure, right? And as soon as you add all the accessories, you're talking about $20 worth of accessories. So I think, but yeah, I hear what you're saying. Lady J, perfect condition on her. 1985, $35. That's, a decent price for her. I'm surprised these don't go for more of these earlier figures, but
here's just a quick little accessory sale. Every once in a while, I do get in just accessories, and I'll keep them to the side, and I'll kind of pile it up and just do one sale altogether.
So real quick, green sabers, 40, yellow sabers, 22, and then Obi-Wan sabers are 25. Those are all average prices. Yoda cane, $38. So, those used to be back during COVID, $50, 45 to 50. So now those are coming down a little bit in price. Movie viewers, Zap, near mint, no cracks in the elbows. This is a V1.5, so it's an 82-83 year group there. And this is the single stem bazooka. There's a double stem that's worth about $65 just for the bazooka. So there's one of the accessories for you that's worth a lot. But this is a sought after figure and a sought after bazooka there. And this one was in amazing condition.
So when you say V1, that will be like 1981, and then V1.5 is 82, 83?
V1 is 1982, and then V1.5 on their butt it'll say it'll say 1982-1983.
Okay. See, I didn't even know that.
And it was the transition between the straight arm and then the swivel arm. See, this is a swivel arm. See this line here? That's what,
Yes.
If you can move the arm this way instead of just up and down, that's what a swivel arm is.
Gotcha.
Night Force Falcon. Again, another Night Force figures. These are sought after, but it takes a certain collector to collect these Night Force. So 140 complete in beautiful condition on him. 48 back A.
Yeah, this got a
Lando.
low score, but a lot of people do collect these. If you're just looking to complete like a mock collection, I mean,
Yeah.
for $250 to get a Lando ESB.
Normal Falcon, $30, complete, beautiful condition near mint. This is a 1987 V1. Here's an R2.
R2 21 back G got another low grade, but they still go for a decent amount of money.
I mean, that's what it goes for, just ungraded.
Yeah, and any R2, honestly, at that point, is usually always worth money. And for me, when I'm pricing these things out and it's a 70 grade, being graded a 70 and being ungraded to me doesn't really add much more value to it than ungraded.
Hollow Cheeks Tuscan.
Yep, got graded a CAS 65 plus. That sold for $600. That was a good deal. Probably could have added on another 100 or so on more onto that. But that was a very quick sale. The card looks very nice.
Yeah, I'm surprised it only got a 65. But probably because of the sticker residue.
Yeah, it had some residue crap on the bottom.
Yeah.
Here's a Ugnaught 41 back. Sold for $300. This was a CAS 80. This came from a guy who was doing grading for like the first time, and he sent in the batch to see how he did on grading. So a couple of them, as you can see, are good. Here's a Yoda 41 back B. Unfortunately, the blister cracked in shipping when he shipped it to me. So, but you don't really see a lot of these on the 41 back B.
No, and I collect a bunch of Yoda card backs, and the 32 back is the most common one, his debut card, and then after that, these are getting harder to find, especially 41 backs.
I mean, you can literally go to any street corner and find a Yoda 32 back. Here's a R5, got graded a 50. As you can see, the blister was a 50, and then in shipping, he popped out and decided to be free. So now he's standing there next to the blister, and that sold for $100.
I mean, blister still looks nice.
Yeah, he popped right out the front, or the top. I mean,
who knew? I wonder what it looks like on the. When you got it, it was like this.
Yeah, it happened during shipping.
Yeah.
The blister had
out like that.
The blister had a crack. I don't know why he would grade it with a crack, but it had a crack originally. He graded.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend grading anything with a prior crack in it. It's just going to make it worse.
Absolutely not. Here's a Weekway 65 back C for $200. Got graded an 80. I mean, to me, an 80 is a nice solid grade. You're not paying the premium of an 85, and it's obviously better than a 75. So,
breaker. So here's what I was talking about. This is a straight arm 1982 V1 straight arm, so it doesn't swivel like before. It's just straight up and down
to the side. Okay.
Complete. Has a helmet with a little. I mean, these are getting hard. The helmet with the little accessories attached to it are getting harder to find.
Leia Bush 65 back C. That sold for $300. I mean, Leia Bushes have kind of taken a dump overall in pricing. I mean, ungraded, they used to sell $200-300 easily, and
of course, it's Shane's figure,
and now it's half the price ungraded. So
it's a Shane.
Oh, this was a nice one.
Tri-logo AFA 80 plus sold for $800. Beautiful card, beautiful condition on this one.
And if it was unpunched, I would have claimed it. I'm going for the unpunched, whole run of Tri-logos. So I'm trying to be very specific and not just jump and buy anything. So this is definitely one of them that I need still and want. Whoops. Here's just some loose figures that we don't need to go over again. Some more G.I. Joes, Shockwave.
Shockwave. Really cool looking figure. $25. It was missing a blue pistol. Near mint. 1988 V1. More loose figures. Vader AFA 90.
I forgot about this one. Yeah, this was a grade 90. This was with the lettered saber. Everyone knows AFA 90 and up just command a absolute premium of a price.
Mm-hmm.
Certain collectors will only collect 90 and above. This one sold very easily at $500. Here's a Obi-Wan lettered saber, graded in 85, and these used to be $350 to $400.
Yeah, that really took a dump.
These are taking a dump big time.
I remember selling one for $400. A couple of years ago, easy. Like 400 for an 85 was easy.
Yeah, they were hitting $400, and it was like easy. You just listed it and it sold.
Yeah,
so
unbelievable.
These have came down more than half price. This is a PBP. That means it's a Spanish figure. Probably has the circle on the bottom of its foot. That's sold for $175.
Glass Leet.
Here's a Glass Leet that's sold for $700, graded in AFA 80. Funny enough is that this used to be my figure in my private collection.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, and then it apparently sold hands 2 or 3 times, and then it was sold back to me by someone who I didn't even sell it to, and then it was resold on the page.
Hilarious.
So it happens a lot. Here's a Han Solo molded legs, 85 plus. As we said, the higher AFAs always command the higher price. So 85 plus is always going to get a premium, $375.
Yeah, and this is a molded as compared to a painted legs. If it was a painted legs, it would be a lot more.
Correct.
If you have a question as to what a molded or a painted legs is, please comment below, and we will answer your question.
Yep. Tusken Raider, nothing. Some G.I. Joes.
Yeah. I'm just skipping it to 75 plus.
Yeah, we're trying to make these episodes around the half an hour mark. We don't want to spend an hour on these things and go over the same stuff over and over again.
Range Vipers, $35, complete, million accessories. Luke Jedi, 75 plus.
Yeah, sold for $350. These have also taken a huge dump. These used to go for double that price. People still try and sell for double that price, but it just doesn't command it anymore.
Dude, Tiger Force figure, kind of like the Night Force. These are a different run of the Joes. $35, still available. 88 V2 completes. I really wouldn't highlight a boss, but this is the assless chaps variant. I remember that. That was the funny one with the unpainted straps in the back.
But hopefully John doesn't have to edit that part out.
It's fine. Canadian Max Rebo, CS 80. Still in the poly bag, $700.
Nice.
This was a nice one.
That one sold? Okay.
Yep. With La Guerra de Toys and Return of the Jedi. That was a nice one. Here's a green chest Dengar for $1.
Yep. Rogue 5 exclusive.
Yeah.
This is more of an inside joke right there because people will peddle this figure off in other groups as a rare paint degradation variant, and they will sell them for over $200. And I refuse to do that, so I listed it for $1 as a joke, and it's sold.
Check out the page. I'm going to post, or by the time this airs, I will have posted a quick picture of some interesting variants that I found in a box. And one of these is kind of in there. It's not really that green, but there's some other green figures that are, you talking about this, like, oh my God, like with these figures, I can make a fortune, but as we all know that these are not real variants. These are fake variants, and it's just colors. So, on our page, we won't sell them for those ridiculous prices. So don't
never.
Well, maybe Shane would, but whatever.
Here's actually a very, very rare diecast TIE Fighter because it's on an Empire Strikes Back card and not the normal Star Wars card. Anything on the Empire Strikes Back is way more desirable and just worth more money. And this one sold for $1,000, graded in 80.
Beautiful card back there.
Yep.
Empire Strikes Back. You don't see those every day. Another PvP.
Another PvP. We had 2 of them, so 80 plus. Nikto, a lot of loose figures. People need their loose figures.
Coming to the page again, rogue5toys.com. We have tons of loose, tons of graded, tons of different toy lines. We have a Shane Davison figure here before he lost all his hair. 33 complete with his gun and his holster in the Hawaiian shirt. Claymore Special Mission Brazil. Again, one of the rare figures, 160.
Unsold.
Plus, I mean, this thing's beautiful. No, it's still available. This thing is beautiful. So if you're looking for any special G.I. Joe figures that are not common, come head to our page.
Reach out.
It's another Special Mission Brazil. $55. Leather necks, leather nuts, bats.
Bats 2, $60. That's a V1. Very nice condition.
Yep. These came with like the little hologram thing on the chest. They're super cool. And the hand is removable. Always missing. This was the Luke Skywalker before the Luke Skywalker was cool.
Correct.
Pearl Gunner.
Yeah, he's just
very nice.
Naked Gunner. People will still peddle these off on the other pages for like $150, $160, but you know, I mean, they're not hitting that high anymore. A-Wing, same thing. No blaster, $100. This one actually had a blaster. It was just the wrong one for it. That was a pop-up.
Snow Serpent, $40. V1 complete. Yeah, pop-up.
Yeah, that was a pop-up.
Very nice sticker.
Yeah, it was a nice condition. Just again, it had no saber to it. So saber is like $300 to $350 alone.
Snow Serpent with 1,000,000 accessories, $40 near mint, sold. Banana Man, slight discoloration, $225. Again, these have come down quite a bit since COVID as well.
Yeah. I
mean, the accessory alone was, pushing $175, and now it's like $100 now.
Mm-hmm.
They're just harder to find. This staff, especially finding a real one that's not repro, those are getting harder. And
I was going to say, yeah, the staff itself, there's actually a lot of repro ones out there. So,
yeah, the Imperial Gunnery website does a pretty good rundown of the staff if you're looking for any different how to compare repro to real. EV99,
$275. Anytime you find her with her arm still in, it's always a win.
And word to the wise here. So if you do have one, don't move the arms.
Never.
Because you'll break the arms right off. I mean, these things were very fragile in the arm sockets here on the left and the right. And just a slight movement of her arms, if you want to pose her or whatever, you'll break her arm right off. So don't move the arms.
I can tell you from experience that I have gotten cracked blisters in years ago. And when she popped out, I went to go move the arms up to take a picture, and the arm legitimately just snapped right out of the socket. And then I realized, like, hey, it's not that the arms were being played with over all these years. It's just the way that it was built. Like, you literally don't move her arm.
Yeah. And, of course, now the plastic's brittle and,
Yeah, the inside plastic is very brittle.
Barada, $95. Those used to be about $115, $120 back in the heyday of COVID. Those have come down. All the last 17s really come down, just a little bit here and there. Hoth World, I still got this micro collection. This is all the micros all in one. Still got it, $450. So if anyone's looking for that,
Trash Monster. That's a really cool display stand. I actually got that from somebody, and now I use that for all my sales whenever I'm selling one.
I have one for my my probe droid, really cool display stand.
People keep offering me money to buy that one, and I just refuse to do it.
I mean, if you're looking for display stands, there's a really good assortment. And for those that are wondering on eBay, if you want to go on there, there's a lot of people that sell display stands for not only the trash monster, but the probe droid. I mean, what else are you gonna do for the probe droid? I mean, you have to get something to prop it up, right? So,
Yeah, and
same
then
thing with this.
even the Han Carbonite, which is up above, if you click on the first picture, you'll see I have a stand for that one too.
Mhm.
It locks into the stand and it holds the Carbonite block up straightwards.
Imperial
Dignitary, no nose rub.
125 with no nose rub. Blue snag. This is a
375.
blue snag, not a green snag. So when I say green snag, it's because there's discoloration on the torso, on the front and the back, and that leads the color almost turning a dark green almost.
Beautiful belt. Beautiful belt.
Yeah. So really nice paint on these. If you're careful with these figures, because these have been known to shatter because the plastic starts to degrade over time and
Very, very brittle plastic. This one can actually break like glass in the floor into 100 pieces.
I've seen pictures. Silver Pads Grand Slam. This is one of the more sought after ones. Sold really fast. Very nice silver, and these visors are getting harder and harder to find because they come off along with the helmet. So, sought after figure that it's a variant. Instead of having the red, silver 120.
Pat Blue, Luke Storm, Luke Poncho, Yak Face.
Yak
This
Face.
this one was very discolored, as you can see. His torso was almost like a bright piss yellow, but everyone knows Yak Face still commands money. So
yeah, you want to look for the torso to be the same color as the shoulders.
Yep.
Also, you want to look for the paint on the hands and on the boots. Those are giveaways there as for condition purposes. So anywhere from 350 for one in this condition up to 500 for one that is near mint. I think you could find those. Snake Eyes V2. Everybody loves Snake Eyes. This one comes with the wolf and his gun there. $85. Very nice condition. Cloud Car, Sunday Steel.
This was actually the debut card. Everyone knows it's actually difficult to find the debut card for a Cloud Car pilot with a clear blister. As you can see, this one is not clear. It is yellow.
Yeah.
But they still command a nice price. You're usually looking at about $800 to $1,000 for an 80 grade-ish clear blister.
Akbar, we'll skip over him. Vader, 65 back.
Yep. That sold for $375. Got graded a 70 clear blister. It was actually a very, very nice card. It was it was the blister that docked the score.
Snow Trooper Palatoy.
Yep. Got graded a 70 plus. That sold for $340. Again, clear blister, but most Palatoys usually are.
Yeah. Real quick, Aquaman Migo 85 plus. This sold, right?
No, that actually did not sell.
That did not sell? Okay.
Did not sell.
Still available.
Yeah, there's only a few ever in the population report too. So that's available. You got a Greedo.
65
Just to go over the Greedo, most people know that finding a Greedo on an Empire card is actually more difficult than a Star Wars card. Not necessarily in price, but it's just more difficult to find Greedos on Empire cards. So,
I just love the colors.
Yeah, it all pops very, very, very nicely together. And that got graded at 65 plus.
CAS, man, they're getting a little tougher in their grading.
Very.
Coins.
This is a coin sale. When you see it, I'll usually list it as disc, as in DISC, because if you put the word coin, Facebook might flag it and then remove your post. So I always use the word disc to not have a problem.
Each coin, you said coin on this one, comes with their case because of
did,
your sausage fingers.
Yeah.
They didn't flag that one.
Thank God.
Reese, Boba Fett. Really nice Boba Fett near mint. Beautiful paint. Sold $70. Max Rebone band. Still got that one. Leia Blue Black Blaster for the Leia Organa. $85.
More Bobas.
First shot.
Yeah, this is a first shot blue Snaggletooth. I actually have two of these. I have an AFA 30 and an AFA 40.
God,
So,
I just wonder, like, where the hell has this been all these years that it's like,
for people to know what quickly what a first shot is, it's sort of like a test run,
yeah,
kind of like like an example
it's a
before
prototype.
before the figure itself comes out. There's no COO markings on the back of its leg, so it has no stamp, and they kind of use these things to like test paint applications and I guess like playability, moving the arms and stuff to see how it functions.
Yeah.
So these are normally known to be beat up and look like crap.
And then you see some other ones that are like almost perfect, and they get like an 85. So I don't know. There's the thing is that this isn't the only one. There are multiple.
There's
figures
multiple,
that they created.
multiple blue snag first shots. So it just means this one was probably used
they
more or got beat up after the fact. They
passed them off to every department. Every department got to look at it to weigh in on it, and then a lot of the employees got to keep these. And then they would take them home and let their kids play with them. And that's probably how they end up so beat up like this.
And you'll find them in different colors too. Not necessarily the blue Snaggletooth, but you will find a lot of other figures in like really funky colors. Here's a Poppy, which is a Japanese. These were sold in Japan only. They were store displays. They came in that box, but the boxes were never sealed. So all the boxes were open. It came with a Hong Kong parts of every U.S. Kenner figure, and then those two leaflets inside. So even if the baggie is open like this one, you can easily find another baggie and replace it.
Very nice. I love the display ability on those. These right here. A-Wing Pilot Blaster 175. That sold. And then I don't know if I'll get to it. Probably, it's coming up here in a little bit. This is a Ninja Viper. Now, this is probably the most expensive 1990s G.I. Joe you're going to find.
I know that.
Because they came in baggies only. I don't think this was ever on card. I mean, I'm not a huge Joe expert here, but I know some of the rare ones when I see them. And this came with different swords. So this one right here is in beautiful, immaculate condition. Almost mint. Yeah, one of our patrons has one and was sending it in for grading. I think he's getting it back here soon, but he told me I should probably send this in for grading. So if I have this after the next G.I. Joe show that I go to, I'm probably going to send it in to grade for I don't know what reason, but it'd be really cool to display with the two swords.
It just looks like it would get a high grade.
Yeah, beautiful figure. Shockwave Night Force 250 near mint, beautiful condition figure. These are pretty cool with like just the mask and the hat and stuff like that.
I mean, to add in for these G.I. Joe figures, I would like to say that this is actually the first time that any of us have tried to sell G.I. Joe figures on our page. Our page was strictly built and made for vintage Star Wars, but over the last few years, we've realized that we kind of need to expand and not be stuck on the one line. So, I mean, to do G.I. Joe for the first time, I would say 3/4 of these figures sold for you. So you did pretty good.
Yeah, and I just think because they're complete and they're in really nice shape, some of this collection in particular, and Chris, you know about this collection because you purchased the Star Wars figures from this collection, but these were very meticulously sought after, and this guy only picked the best figures in the best condition that were complete with all real accessories. So, I mean, if you have the opportunity to buy any of these figures, and I know a lot of the people, that are watching this have, they're let us know, let me know what you think, because all I've gotten is good compliments about these figures, and they're like, "Wow, these are really nice figures." And I was like, "Yeah, I mean, the guy that I bought the collection from has very, very, very meticulous in his way to do it. I mean, like these Duke figures here, I've found many of them with busted crotches and all discolored and stuff like that, but this figure is in beautiful condition. Same thing with the Shockwave. We'll get into cut cards here. We're approaching the last day that we'll cover here, so we'll keep going here and hopefully end this in the next couple minutes. Darth Vader cut card.
Yeah, you'll see a lot of cut cards that we came across. If people don't know, and real fast, cut cards were mainly used as stocking stuffers for kids during Christmas time. Parents would cut them down to fit into a stocking, or towards the end, like Woolworths and stuff, kind of cut them and to throw them in bins to make more room for other cards. So that was a Darth Vader. Then we have
145. Yeah, Darth Vader.
Biker Scout for $100.
Nice white Biker Scout.
Figure is amazing. Here's an Imperial Commander cut card. They're still sealed onto the card. They're just, not the full card.
So if you do collect, you have a certain focus figure, this is probably one you want to add to your collection, a cut card, because this is part of, some history and some where people, back in the 80s were buying these and cutting them up for their kids. Now, if you see one that you just purchased and it looked like it was freshly cut, that means it was probably freshly cut. But if you see one where the edges are kind of rubbed and the cardboard is, not so smooth, or pretty smooth out, I would say that it was from the 80s.
Some people will take like a really beat up looking card that was burnt or whatever, and then they cut it up themselves and they sell it as a cut card, so it displays better, and they can probably just sell it faster than they would, but you could tell by the edging if it's old or not.
Kind of like a baseball card. You're looking at a baseball card. The ones that have been laying around for a while all have really nasty edges and nothing sharp, so that's what you want to look for, is like something that's been, out for a while and not protected. Stormtrooper 135.
It was made in Mexico. Darth Vader, $200. The blister had a crack on the top, unfortunately, which held it back from being a $400 card, because that one was absolutely beautiful.
I think this one used to be mine.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because the picture you put of the hairline crack, I was like, that crack looks really familiar.
There you go.
I'm surprised it's lasted this long and hasn't blown through, because this was like a couple years ago.
It goes to show you how things come back all the time. But this card overall was, look, and you never see me write beautiful. Like it was beautiful.
I remember this one. I think it's this exact one, because when I got that, I thought it was a perfect card until one day I was looking at it and I noticed the hairline crack. And I'll tell you, Chris, I almost cried because I saw that crack and I was like, no, because the thing was perfect.
It's perfect.
But the thing is that the blisters was too small for Vader, and I think he just started to poke out the top.
Yeah. So some loose graded items.
Let's pick one here that we can anchor on. ATST baggie, $75. Here we'll anchor on this Yoda, since this is a model trim. These do not come up too often, especially with the box.
Yeah. So this is a model trim figure. I don't really know how many of these were made. I know that there definitely was a bunch of them that were made. These were from Brazil, right? These are Brazil?
Correct.
Yeah.
Brazil.
Yeah, these are Brazil. And I know that so they all came with a matching box, like with numbers. So finding a box in general, from what I understand, is very hard, but finding the actual matching box with the numbers that corresponds to the actual figure is even harder. So I don't even know
how you do that.
I mean, I wouldn't know either. But I mean, these figures are made out of lead, so they're probably not the safest to really hold in your hand the whole time, because as we know, lead is not really safe to be around right now. But this one was missing the cane and the belt, so it got graded as 70.
They never came with the snake. It only came with the cane and a belt. I don't know how you can tell the figure with the box. I have no idea. I have one there, and I don't have it with the box, but I have a naked Yoda model trim, and I haven't even touched it because I don't want to get lead poisoning. But
There must be some kind of like archive page where they like have it all documented, where each figure came out on specific numbered boxes. Because
I'm
I don't
looking for
think
the
the
box
figure
if
itself.
anyone's got one.
Yeah, the figure itself, from what I understand, is not numbered. So
No, it doesn't have anything on it.
I think it's just documented. As you can see, the numbers in the front.
Yeah, in the bottom here.
So
Tebow cut card.
more cut cards, $40.
$40.
Jedi
Luke,
Knight,
$125.
$125, which is pretty much what a loose figure goes for.
Dengar,
$75.
jeez, really cut this guy.
Yeah, that's his debut card too, the 41A.
A real shame, because that's a nice clear blister too.
Mm-hmm. Maydeen cup card,
$35.
This is a Death Squad Commander cup card. I believe that was
Really
a 20
nice.
pack.
Really nice clear blister. Beautiful. Look at that figure.
Yeah, really, really nice. Another Stormtrooper cup card, a really nice R2, and Anakin mail away. Got graded. I feel like John Walden over here. I'm burping.
CS80.
CS80. I think the case had some question marks on it, some cracks and stuff, but. So here's the Droid Factory we were talking about. I sold the whole box itself for $200, and the R2 on the sprue. Here's a graded one, 70, that got sitting in a urinal, and that sold for $200.
I've already seen some of these.
Oh, this one was a very, very nice one. The Jawa. So this Jawa actually came with they wrote Stormtrooper Blaster. It really just should have said Imperial Blue Black Blaster. But yeah, it came with the wrong blaster, not the Jawa Pew. That was a nice little error card. And, I didn't really know where to price this one, honestly. The fact that it sold in about 13 seconds, I kind of figured out that I priced it wrong. And it got claimed by, I think, 3 people in the first 13 seconds. So that's what I wish I could take back and probably sell it higher.
To be honest with you, I mean, that's the same price as one that goes for a loose, because I was gonna buy one and it was almost the same price loose. So with the Imperial Blaster, so that I've seen for some reason they package the Jawas with different accessories in there. A few of them, these error packagings like that. But there's 2 or 3 of them that I saw within the last year, I'd say, and they all had Imperial Blasters in there, and they were going for about $450 to $475. So yeah, you priced it for something that was basically ungraded. So you saved somebody $100.
Here's a Tebow. We don't really need a Tebow. No one even cares about Tebow. God, he's so terrible to sell. Here's just some loose figures with some card backs.
All right. Well, then I think that'll end where we're going with this episode. So,
this is kind of where we want to keep episodes at this minute mark.
So yeah, we'll stay tuned for the next week worth of sales on our sales page.
Yep.
So Rogue 5 Toys, join us, collect with us, and join us on our podcast, 5 Idiots Talking Toys. We sell a lot of merch on there. We don't. But if you want to go to t-shirts.com and
you can just type in t-shirts.com and then it'll all pop right up. But mainly go to our Patreon page. That's what we really need, is Patreon. That really helps out the channel and kind of keeps us all going. So
keeps it going, pays for the the cameras and the microphones and the Trons to keep pushing the page the way we hope to go in the future. So thank you for joining us on another episode of Rogue 5 Rundown, and we hope to see you guys for the next one.
Thanks, guys.
All right.
Bye.
Bye.